Hi ladies, welcome to your prenatal yoga practice. We're going to begin in a seated position. So just finding that comfortable seat. You might like to have the legs crossed in Sukhasana. And a nice option is to have a cushion and place it underneath the sit bones just to keep the hips elevated. Or another option is to come into Virasana or Hero pose. The knees bent and hip or sit bones resting on the heels. So just finding that nice, comfortable seated position. And just closing down the eyes or lowering the gaze towards the tip of the nose. You begin to roll the shoulders a few times. And they may be coming to a few neck circles. Nothing rushed or forced. Just nice, slow and controlled movements. Easing out any tension from your day. And then coming to that nice neutral spine. So really grounding through the sit bones and reaching from the crown of the head. Relaxing the shoulders down away from the ears. Just feel everything begin to soften with each breath. So checking in with how the energy is, without judgment. Just really noticing as you come to stillness here. Bring the awareness to the lower half of your body now. Begin to ground yourself into your physical self, noticing where you are seated, where you are connected to the ground, bringing your attention to your tailbone. And raise your awareness up through the spine, through the back of the neck, top of the head, and down the face. Here you can soften your brow bones, become present with your breath. Follow the natural flow of your breath as you move from inhale to exhale through your nose. And then bring your hands to your baby, just acknowledging their presence and sending them breath hugs as you begin to balance the breath, matching the length of the in-breath with the out-breath as you draw the breath through both nostrils and direct it towards the third eye center between the brows. We're almost creating this triangle of the breath. And then you can interlace your hands in front of you. You can gently open the eyes and have your thumbs pointing up towards the sky. So this is a mudra of unshakable trust. So just closing down your eyes now and noticing how this feels as you send the elbows out wide. So when you trust in yourself beyond ego and doubt, you move through life with steadiness and ease. Obstacles become opportunities and challenges become stepping stones. So let this practice be a reminder that you already have everything you need within you. And you can bring your hands to your heart center now and connect with an intention that suits you today. And if you need a little guidance, you might like to repeat the mantra or mind tool, I trust in my body and my baby. And repeat this to yourself 3 times. And then when you're ready, gently open the eyes. We're going to come into a seated cat-cow. So take an in-breath here. Really lengthen from the crown of the head. And as you exhale, drawing the spine back, the arms reach forward. And we're tucking that tailbone under as you gaze at your navel. Inhale, hands to chest. Open the elbows wide and gaze upwards as you open through the throat. Exhale, arch the spine, chin draws towards the chest as you lean back. Inhale, draw forward, lifting the chest, elbows out. Exhale, continuing to move in this way for the next few breaths, connecting your breath with this movement. Rounding and arching, keeping the palms interlaced. And then turn the palms up overhead. Try to get the upper arms in line with the ears and maybe bringing the arms backwards. So finding this nice lift through the spine as you press down through the hips. An option here to sway from side to side, yawning open the side body. And hold for a moment on any side that feels a little bit tight. How do the sides of the body feel today? And then keeping the arms interlaced overhead, the hands interlaced, we're going to come into some nice Sufi circles. So drawing circles with the outstretched palms, warming up the spine, and loosening up through the shoulders, the arm, as you move in the opposite direction. Finding these nice circles in the upper body. And then bringing the hands back to the unshakable trust mudra, thumbs facing towards the sky. And we're going to come into our sitting deltoid stretch. So just use the right hand to draw the left arm across the body. And we're coming into our sitting deltoid stretch. An option here to gaze over that left shoulder as you breathe into the outer left arm. Remembering to stay connected to your breath. Inhale and then exhale, drawing the right arm across the body, keeping the right arm straight and keeping a bend into the left elbow as you draw the right arm back, feeling that nice stretch all along the deltoids, the outer arm and forearm. Excellent. Inhale back to center, keeping the hands in your mudra. Just close down the eyes for a moment and take a moment of stillness here after movement, just to be present with yourself, your baby, and your breath. And it's as if you are shaking your own hand here. And can you make a deal with yourself? So going into this practice to remain focused, to remain connected to breath, to trust yourself and offer yourself self-compassion. And then from here, we're going to bring the legs into butterfly now. So big our feet, foot soles together, knees out wide. Hands can rest on the feet. You might like to give them a massage. Really bring in awareness to your feet and all that they do for you. You might notice some pregnancy symptoms that they can feel achy and puffy, especially if you're on your feet all day. And maybe up along the legs, anyone experiencing any calf cramps at night, really nice to just bring awareness to these areas of tension and tightness. So when you're ready, we're going to bring our awareness to our breath, using our diaphragm and pelvic floor. So you can bring your hands to your belly here. And as we breathe in for 1 into the belly, 2 into the ribs, 3 into the chest, we're going to relax the legs. And that means your diaphragm and pelvic floor are relaxed as you move down on the in-breath. Then on the out-breath, for 3, moving the breath from 3 from the chest 2 to the rib cage, and 1 into the belly. We're going to imagine the diaphragm and the pelvic floor. So diaphragm sits it's at the base of the ribs, and pelvic floor is just below, and that moves back up as you reverse the breath out. So when we release the breath, we're going to be pressing the bottoms of the feet together, and hands come to knees, and you're going to press them together and just notice any tightness in the inner thighs and the pelvic floor. So we're never holding the breath, we're simply breathing in and out for the count of 3. So when you're ready, take a breath to prepare, in through the nose. And a nice releasing breath out through the mouth. Seal the lips. Inhale for 1, 2, 3. Exhale, 3, 2, 1. Inhale, relax the legs and the pelvic floor. And then as you exhale, press the feet together and really notice the inner thighs and pelvic floor. Inhale to soften for 1, 2, 3. Exhale for 3, 2, 1. Pressing the feet together. Inhale, keep everything relaxed. Invite softness and ease with the in-breath. And on the out-breath, really let go and press the feet together. Inhale, relaxing for 1, 2, 3. And exhale, contracting for 3, 2, 1. Inhale, 1, 2, 3. Exhale, pressing the feet together. 3, 2, 1. Repeat this 3 more times at your own pace, noticing your own breath, movement, and tension or tightness. So bringing awareness to the diaphragm and the pelvic floor as we breathe. That, as well as contracting, that we relax the diaphragm and pelvic floor. Well done, releasing the breath. We're going to cross the legs out in front of us and come onto all fours into your tabletop position. So shoulders over the wrists and hips over the knees. We're going to come into our circles now. So just spreading the fingertips wide as you circle over those wrists. And then you might like to exaggerate those circles, curling the toes under, bringing some nice stretch into the feet, backs of the feet, as you send the sit bones back to the heels. And then reversing the motion. So maybe starting off with smaller circles and then exaggerating them. Lovely. Fabulous. And then we're going to come into that neutral position and step the right foot in between the hands. We're going to tuck the tailbone under for that nice stretch in our low lunge. So really scoop the tailbone under, hands come to the top of the thighs. Excuse me. So this is a really nice stretch for the psoas muscle, which is the longest muscle in the body, and it connects your upper body to your lower body. So really breathing here, stabilizing your spine, breathing into that left hip flexor and psoas muscle. Helps us to deepen the breath. So we're going to bring the upper body into focus now. On an in-breath, we're going to reach both arms up. On an out-breath, imagine there's a wall behind your head and you're going to slide the arms down the wall. So you're working all of the muscles in your back as you bring the arms into cactus. So bending at the elbows, fingertips towards the sky, elbows in line with the shoulders. Then on an inhale, we're going to reach and extend through the fingertips. Exhale, opening through the chest. Feel the stretch in the left hip flexor and working the upper back muscles as we bring the arms into cactus. We'll do one more. Listening to the sound of your breath as you connect to these movements. Lovely. Then we're going to reach both arms up. We're going to come into lower body focus now. So we're going to bring the hands to inside of that right foot. We're going to heel toe the right foot out to the side. Maybe it comes off your mat. So we're coming into that wide lunge. And then option here to have blocks if you have them, or cushions maybe for support. And we're going to come into these nice pelvic circles. So rooting through the palms, we're going to draw circles with the pelvis, really opening up here. So you might like to have hands on blocks or elbows on blocks. So this not only creates space in the pelvis, it also stretches all of the pelvic floor. And then moving in the opposite direction. So circling in the opposite way. Bringing fluidity into that hip joint. Bringing baby into that optimal fetal position. Lovely. Step the right foot back. We're going to come into the figure 4 stretch. So loosening up through the spine once again. Hands and knees position, tabletop. Let's work with the figure of 8. So we're going to start at the top right hand corner of your mat, and we're going to draw an S with our nose. So bringing the S down and then looping it up and all around so that you're creating that figure of 8 or an infinity symbol. So just doing this a few times and really working the sides, seeing how it feels in the lower, middle, and upper spine. And then when you reach the top, just moving in the opposite direction. Fabulous. And then from here, we're going to come into our low lunge on the opposite side. So stepping the left foot through in between the hands. And again, bringing the hands to the top of the left thigh. And we're scooping that tailbone under. So you can really feel that stretch in the right hip flexor. And again, that psoas muscle. So this muscle runs behind the uterus and acts like a runway for your baby to follow as they descend into your pelvis. So breathing here. My body is breathing in. My body is breathing out. Lovely. Upper body focus. Inhale to reach. Exhale. Cactus arms. Slow and steady wins the race. Reaching up on the in-breath. Exhale slowly. Imagine that imaginary wall behind you and really press the forearms back so you find that nice broadening across the chest. One more. Then lower body. Let's plant the palms to the inside of that left foot. Heel toe your left foot out to the side. And it may stay on the mat or it may stay off. And I forgot to tell you that if you need to pad the back knee with a rolled up blanket or a cushion, please do support yourself in this position. So moving into our pelvic circles. Using hands onto the floor or using a support. And again, enjoying the space you are creating into the pelvis. Really working into the pelvic floor, inner thighs, hip flexor, calf, and then reversing the motion. moving in the opposite direction. Lovely. And then bringing that left knee to meet the right, we're meeting tabletop. You're going to extend the right leg out to the side, tuck the back toes, and we're just going to rock back and forth, releasing into the inner thighs, stretching the pelvic floor. If the wrists, if anyone has carpal tunnel, you might like to come onto the forearms here or use blocks or support in front of you, resting the forearms on. So again, you might like to synchronize the breath with movement. Inhale to move forward. Exhale to slowly move back. Inhale, shifting the weight forward so the shoulders are over the wrists or the elbows. Exhale, moving back. One more. Lovely. Then coming back up, we're going to do thread the needle. So reaching the left arm up towards the sky, right arm grounds. We're going to thread that left arm under and use a cushion or a block for support for the head and neck. You can extend the right hand up towards the top of your mat, or you might like to sweep that right arm back behind you, coming into this lovely bind. So just make sure that your hips are stacked over the knees. And using the breath. Breathing in, breathing out. You're in that bind, unraveling, reaching up overhead, shifting the weight forward, and then reaching that left arm up and bring that left hand down and right knee in. So let's wag the tail before we come to the opposite side. So gaze to the right as you shift the hips to the left, and shift the hips to the right as you gaze over to the left. So from here, we're going to extend the left leg out to the side, tuck the back toes, and we're going to rock back and forth. So any swing or rocking motion, know that you are bringing a sense of calm to your nervous system, your baby, to your breath. So slowing everything down, staying relaxed throughout each movement. Then thread the needle. Inhale, right arm comes up. Exhale, thread the right arm under and using a cushion or a block for support here as you lower the right shoulder down. You can reach the left arm up towards the top of your mat, or you might like to come into that nice bind, sweeping the left arm up and back behind you and bringing the back of the left hand to the lower back, the right thigh. Lovely. If you're in the bind, you can unravel and slowly come back up, root through the left palm, reach the right arm up towards the sky, and then lower it down. Now we're going to come into our supportive puppy. So if you have a cushion or a block, you might like to have it underneath the chest. So hips over the knees. You can place a cushion or a bolster or a block underneath the chest, and you're going to extend both arms out towards the top corners of your mat. And you're going to allow your chest, your heart, to rest on the pillow or the block, the support, and you're going to allow your forehead to ground into the floor. So enjoying this stretch, Anahata, which is melting heart or also known as puppy pose. So really focus on sending the inhale here to the pelvis, softening. And as you exhale, feel release in the whole entire spine. Your heart melts towards the floor a little more. Lovely. And then from our puppy pose, we are going to slide the hands in forward slightly. We're going to tuck the toes and we're going to send the hips high for downward facing dog. So equal weight into the hands and feet, head through the gateway with the arms, bending the knees as much as you need to, and widening the feet as much as you need to make space for baby bump. So gazing at your baby and sending them 3 loving, full, conscious breaths. In through the nose, out through the nose. In through the nose, out through the nose. In through the nose, and out through the nose. And when you're ready, you might like to walk your dog, bringing a bend into each knee, sway the hips from side to side, or come up into the tippy toes and lower yourself down. Finding what feels good for you. You can also lower to the knees, send the knees out wide, big toes touch, hips back to the heels, and find this nice child's pose. Option here to stack the fists, rest the forehead down, or create a pillow with the hands. And just breathing into the inner thighs, outer hips, and feel that lovely release along the whole entire spine as you surrender to gravity here in your balasana, child's pose. Lovely. Then slowly easing your way out of this shape and coming to lie in your final rest, your Shavasana. So side lying Shavasana, putting on any extra layers that you might need to make you as cozy as possible. So you can have a cushion underneath the head for support, and you might like to have a cushion in between the legs, so supporting the knees or the ankles. And just coming to that comfortable side lying position and bringing your hand to your baby. Again, drawing your attention to the special bond that the two of you have. Enjoying each breath together in this space that you have created. This safe space where you feel secure, grounded, and supported by the earth beneath you. Remembering that you have everything that you need within you to overcome any obstacles or challenges in the journey ahead. And repeating the mantra, I trust in my body and my baby 3 times. And enjoying this sacred rest. Giving yourself and your baby full permission to relax. Nothing to do, nowhere to be. No one wanting anything from you. Just being in the here and now. Just you, your baby, and your breath. Enjoying the silence. Enjoying the space to yourselves. Enjoying the surrender and the ultimate yoga pose, Shavasana. And you're welcome to stay here for longer if your body needs this. Or you can slowly make your way up to a comfortable seated position, the eyes closed and hands drawn together at heart center. We'll take one final breath together to close off our practice today. But before we do that, just giving yourself a gentle hug, maybe rocking from side to side. Giving yourself a hug of gratitude for showing up for yourself and your baby today. And then bringing the hands to heart center. And just being grateful for your practice. Thank you for your shared energy and for allowing me to be your guide and to be part of your day. Take a deep breath in and exhale out through the mouth. Drawing head to heart. In honor to yourself, your baby, and your practice. Namaste. Have a lovely rest of day, everybody. Hope you are all keeping well. Enjoy the week ahead, and we'll see you soon.